So I just wanted to do a video on this World Card Making Day. It's my first time doing a video on this World Card Making Day, so it's kind of exciting to me. And the technique that I'm going to be doing today is the Joseph's coat. So it's just a really nice embossing type of video and type of technique. I know a lot of people do this technique. And first thing, I'm starting off with some distress inks. This is the Shabby Shutters. I'm just making a background. So after I did the Shabby Shutters and you just got it in the places that you want it, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Crushed Olive. It's a really nice vibrant yellow green, just like the Shabby Shutters. It's just a slightly darker and a little bit more vibrant color. I think that the Crushed Olive is my favorite of the green colors of distress inks, and it's just a really nice green tone. After that, I'm taking, this is the Peeled Paint. I'm going ahead and taking that over the corners as well. Now, I'm just going to go ahead, and you kind of want to get even coverage. You don't want to get too dark of a color. The Peeled Paint is very overpowering and is a very dark color, so you just want to be a little bit, you don't want to put too much of this color, because with the Joseph's coat technique, you are going to be embossing and then you usually ink on it afterward. So because of that reason, I am making sure that I don't get too dark of a color. Now here from Inkadinkado, I have this embossing magic powder bag, and I'm just going to go ahead and tap this powder and put it over the entire this green panel, just to make sure that I make it so that it does not, the embossing powder will not stick to the panel. So that's what you want to do. You want to either use Inkadinkado embossing magic powder bag or some kind of anti-stick tool, just so that to make sure that the embossing powder will not stick, especially because distress inks tend to be a little bit wet. So because of that reason, embossing powder can really stick onto the cardstock if you're not careful. By the way, also, I did test it with the embossing powder. I poured some embossing powder onto the background just to make sure that none of that embossing powder stuck before I did the stamping. So I'm just stamping these leaves from Gina Cave Designs Hello Sunshine with some Versamark, and I'm just stamping it onto this background. Then once I got the leaves entirely covered on this background, I'm taking this clear embossing powder. I'm just going to clear emboss this whole panel. Now after this, I'm going to go ahead and take out some more distress inks and go ahead and get to coloring the next portion of it. If you haven't seen this card technique before, it's a really neat one. You just need to have a clear embossing powder and just some different colored inks, and it turns out really nice. And as you see here, I went ahead and clear embossed that. I used my Zap heat tool from American Crafts to heat that. And also, I was going to do with these darker browns, but I decided to stick to a little bit more cooler tone and go ahead and use blue and a purple. So I'm just using Faded Jeans as well as Dusty Concord. And those are really nice dark blue and purple, just to make sure that it overpowers this green enough that it covers it up. Now after, I'm just taking the Faded Jeans, and as you see, it's a really nice and dark blue. Now, next time, if I were to do this technique again, I would not use the Peeled Paint, just because of the reason that it is it's a kind of dark color. So the Faded Jeans was not able to go over the Peeled Paint and make it a true blue. That's the only thing, but the next time I know, and then as you know, you'll know as well. Now, I'm just going ahead and taking that Faded Jeans and going over all this entire background, and as you see here, the clear embossing powder will definitely resist the ink, and as you see, you'll get that really nice and vibrant light colored leaf, and also it has many different shades to the leaf. As you see, that one in the middle, it has some Peeled Paint, it has some Crushed Olive and the Shabby Shutters. That's what I was trying to accomplish, but instead, the Peeled Paint, because it is so strong, it only mostly got toward the edges and not toward the center, but that's okay. Now I'm going in with that Dusty Concord, which is really nice dark purple, and again, you easily was able to cover over the Crushed Olive and the Shabby Shutters, but on the Peeled Paint, it actually ended up turning into a brown, which turned out nice, and I think that turned out nice as well. It's just a little bit, as inks, you're gonna figure out that when you use different colors inks, they are gonna react differently on different colors. So the peeled paint with a mixture of this Dusty Concord turned into a nice dark rich brown. Now also, this is the finished background, and once you finish it, you're going to want to take a baby wipe, and you're just going to want to wipe off all the excess ink that's on your panel off of the clear embossed part. And what this is going to do is it's going to slightly brighten up your image and make sure that that ink that you had on this clear embossed piece does not get onto your envelope or anything else. So this is something that you're going to want to do. And as well, you want to be a little bit careful just because distress inks do work with water and baby wet is wet. So you do want to make sure that that baby wipe is not not touching the whole entire panel. Now after you're doing this, I'm going to go ahead and you can end it here, and that's a really nice background to add something onto. But I decided to go one step further. I'm taking some of this. This is some shimmer spritz that I made myself, which it has the kiwi colored Perfect Pearls in it. And it's pretty much like making your own Perfect Pearls mist, but then I made it myself. So as you see here, I'm just flicking it on. You're just going to want to squirt some into your hand and then just flick it onto your surface. Now, as you see here, it's going to react with the water, and as you see, it's going to leave those nice big watermark spots, which makes the background even more it makes it a little bit nicer to me, and it brings out those lighter colors from underneath the dark colored embossing, or the dark colored inks that went on top. And also because it is just not just plain water, and it has that kiwi, which is a light gold color Perfect Pearls, it gives that really nice shimmer and shine, as well as usually with just water on dark colored, it will erase or it'll lift up some color, but at the same time the Perfect Pearls will actually cover over dark colors. So if you want to use this on actually just black cardstock, it would show up nice and gold and shimmery. So it's something to have in mind if you're going to work on really dark colors. So as you see here, it turned out really nice. I just matted it onto a white card base, and this is my panel. You can easily see that those nice green shades underneath the clear embossing as well. As you see here, I have some vellum, and this is some vellum from Whirlwind. I got it a long time ago, and as you see here, it has a leaf. It has a leaf pattern on the vellum, but I just thought that it would coordinate, and I don't use it that often, so I just decided to use it pretty much just like a regular plain old vellum. Most people, or pretty much nobody, will see that leaf background because the background is so powerful. If they look really closely, you're able to see it, but I know that it's there, and it's just a way to use this vellum. Plus, this vellum is really nice and high quality, as well as it's a nice thickness. I don't have a thickness that's really this. It's a nice in-between. It's not a thin and it's not a really thick. And the transparent orness, or meaning how much it's able to see through, is a really nice texture. Plus it has that, it's not a stark white, it's a very nice, it's a little bit more off-white or a little bit more tan colored. So as you see here, I just stamped it in VersaFine, the Thinking of You. It's a stamp set from Hero Arts, and I went ahead and clear embossed that as well. I'm just going to take this in my Xyron Create a Sticker Maker. This is the max size, and I'm just going to go ahead, and actually has a 5.5 inch opening. I'm just going to go ahead and stick it through my Xyron machine, and you're just going to want to push it into the sticky part, and then you're going to want to take the back side of the Xyron and make sure that you always leave a tail, because you're going to want to make sure that you're able to pull it the next time. And as you see here, I'm just pulling it, ripping it off. I don't like to rip it straight. As you see here, I always leave a little corner so that the next time I'm able to pull that, to make sure that it's easy for me to pull it through. And as you see here, I'm just going to rub it. With the Xyron, you need to rub it and actually use your stylus and just take those, make sure that those edges are really sharp. Once you do that, you can peel off that clear piece, and then here's your sticker. It has this adhesive backed vellum, and in this way the vellum will any adhesive with the vellum will show through. With this, because the whole entire piece is covered with adhesive, it will not show any kind of adhesive marks. I'm just going to lay that down right across the middle, and then this is pretty much my finished card. You're just going to want to rub it in and make sure that you get all those air bubbles out, and make sure that it turns out and it brings out that nice undercolor. Also, by doing this with vellum, I thought that would be a lot better than just using regular white cardstock, because of the reason that you're able to not detract from that really nice background that you spent really long time on. You know, this background did take around 15 to 20 minutes, so it did take quite a long time. So you're not going to want to waste it by putting some kind of big panels on it, and then you're going to lose all that you did. So because of that reason, I just used this vellum, and as you see here, it really brought out that nice background, while at the same time it made that thinking of you still stand out. So thanks for joining me today. This is World Card Making Day in 2014. And thanks for watching. If you want to see any of my other videos, please visit my blog at micahscrafts.blogspot.com. It'll be in the description bar below. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Please leave your comments below, and have a great day. Bye.